There is no research has been done, as far as I know, at least on the Bangladesh, different rice varieties, except my organization has really been done. Our average productivity of the local variety is 4 tons per hectare, what the so-called modern varieties can produce something between 2 to 3 tons per hectare. And these are the some of the latest varieties we got, where the productivity can reach as much as 6 tons per hectare, which is a really amazing thing if you know how to manage it, and also if you can produce it on an ecological basis without using any kind of chemicals from the outside. So this is one type of variety. And also it's important how long duration they take. So you can say, I just put the duration is in there, and you can already see that some of these are the rice varieties which will be, is called the almond, that's especially rainy season rice varieties. And here is some of the rice varieties which we call in the dry season we produce. And then you will see the variety is something like 4 or 5 tons to all the way, some very promising varieties. And then why you need all these varieties, you can ask. Why you need all these varieties? Can you have 8 or 10 and really get maximum out of it? No, you need different varieties, because different variety also means you need different ecosystem, different diverse environment to produce that. You also need diverse farming management system. All this 2,331 varieties also means 2,331 different way of cultivating rice. That means it's an extremely rich knowledge. If you homogenize everything, if you make the agriculture something like a factory, they will put the input and you'll get the output, then we'll going sooner or later destroy the whole agriculture and the agricultural foundations of the human civilization. And that is something which definitely, my organization is very much critical of, and I would like that you should really think differently after tonight at least. Okay, so these are the, why they're economically productive. You can see, I just even showing one example, that farmers who are doing Noya Krishi can get more economic return, if you want just from poverty point of view. And because they don't need any inputs, they're not dependent on the fertilizer, because they're producing their own fertilizer from the system. And also, their farming system is such that this is a country where we have more population. We have more human resources on the farm. Now, if you imagine that if you industrialize the Bangladesh agriculture, where are you going to put all these people? Are we allow them to come to Australia? I don't think so. So imagine that we can absorb this. Biodiversity-based agriculture goes hand in hand with the necessity of absorbing more human resources in the farming field. So this is the answer for the future of agriculture, and also absorbing the farming community in the rural areas. So that is very important again. And then these are to give you some of the spread as we're working in Bangladesh. And rice is also an ecosystem. It has a different kind of function it really plays. And so that's it really, we remain aware about that also. And what the agrobiodiversity can really do to agriculture. Some of these has also been accepted by the mainstream, I call, scientists. Even DPSC, for example, will say it can produce more than the conventional agriculture. So we need to change, we need to say what are the gains of the Green Revolution, what are the positive things we get from the modern sciences, and integrate this thing with our new vision of agriculture. Same experiences we got in Noya Krishi, of course, and also it maintains the farming community in the rural areas. So what it implies is this: if we are serious about solving the food problem globally, we have to be serious of the farming communities. The only way the food crisis can be solved, not by the corporations and not by the market, only with the farming communities. And unless we shift our focus to the farming communities, I don't think that, no matter what you do, because the Green Revolution couldn't solve the food crisis globally, even the production increase. So if we destroy the farming system, if we destroy knowledge systems, I don't think we'll have a much of a bright future with regard to solving the food crisis, as we see it right now. But there are some of the challenges we still have. I'm not saying that everything is very rosy and I have all the solutions to really give it to you. Yes, there are contradictions between the ecology, environment, and the economy. Because if you go for the profit-based market, sooner or later you may end up in monoculture. So you need some kind of balance, what will be your priorities is. So the proper policy should be there where you can really maintain this kind of balances. And also, this is important for this forum to consider. we don't have enabling policy environment. Mainstream development agencies, bilateral or the multilateral, are totally against the interests of the people, and total, I'm saying it, I'm sorry if I exaggerate it, but I can see from Bangladesh experiences, totally against really solving the problem with a much more outreaching, much more openness. It's not that we are saying that, no, you change the whole industrial food production in agriculture, but where we have demonstrated effective gains, effective changes, there is positive results, we have not been able to integrate those findings into that, either in the national policy or in the bilateral policy or the policy of the World Bank, because I think the World Bank's policy to support for more fertilizers, especially supporting the companies, and also supporting for other chemical inputs, is not something we support. I think that we have much better examples, and I will appeal that World Bank or the policymakers, especially the Australian aid, they should, Australian government should really look into and see what would be their best way they can really contribute in solving the food crisis in Bangladesh, and not to destroy the biodiversity and the rich genetic resources that we really have. And now, actually, now what we are doing is when we say diversity, it's not the crop diversity alone, is also, as you notice, the diversity of the uncultivated plants already, and livestock diversity, aquatic diversity, anthropod, or the insect diversity, and there's microbial diversity and biological diversity. This is important because totally all of them produce a system so that we can enhance our food production. I was just visiting a botanical garden here. Can you imagine that you have a botanical garden, how much money you have spent, how beautiful it was. It was a wonderful experience for me. But I was also thinking about my farming households. These are botanical gardens too. And these are important for all of us. The way it is important for you, it is important to the Australians as well. Because if a blight ever attacks any of the crops, again, you have to search for the right genes, go for the right kind of breeding. So we all need to maintain the biodiversity, and biodiversity is an excellent tool to enhance the fruit production. There is no debate that we have to enhance the food production, but you have already heard that only enhancing food production is not enough because there is a problem of distribution. Others, I'm leaving the debate. I still think that if we lose our focus, in 1992 we were talking about the biodiversity. We had a big, Agenda 21 we call it, and it never worked out. The donors were not interested, development agencies were not interested, World Bank was not interested, multilateral bank was not interested, and we are losing ground fast. I think we are heading for a crisis. My appeal today to you will be, please rethink. Agriculture is not industrial food production. We need to maintain agriculture, and we need to keep the farming communities who can maintain these wonderful resources for all of us. And they need the support. They need moral support, ethical support, financial support. They need support. And then I think we'll have a much more better global world. And, that's, thank you very much.